Well, how y'all are this afternoon? It's your buddy George Jones over at the Bergen Gun Range with the next installment on 8. I got this old used gun. The old used gun I've got today is this guy. Now, there's at least 2 other videos on my channel of this gun. This is the Savage B-Mag in 17 WSM. Now, train. The B-Mag was the first gun that they came out with, and it was in this configuration. At the time, I was shooting a 17 WSM, and no, I was shooting the HMR. And the HMR was a pretty impressive gun to me at the time. I'd been shooting 22 Magnum for some time, and then the Mach 1 came out, and the Mach 1 was kind of impressive. I knew people that had it. Some of the guys up down home were out at the little competition range shooting eggs and aspirins and wacky wafers with it at 200 and 300 yards. And for accuracy purposes, it's a pretty good gun. But it didn't seem like to me to have any more power than, say, a 22 Magnum, and probably less. So the HMRs came along, and I bought one. And I was pretty impressed with it. And it takes a lot to impress me. I shoot guns a lot, you know. So then I probably working at Bragg About Guns and Ammo my first week, and this gun came in on a trade, and the guy traded it in for I believe it was a 5.56 caliber H&R handy rifle. That's what he wanted. So we traded with him, and I eventually wound up taking this gun home with me because I wanted to try it out against the HMR, and I did. And I traded my HMR back in and went with the 17 WSM in this gun. Now, that was about 7 years ago. Since then, I've killed probably 190 maybe groundhogs with this thing. I've shot and blowed up 2 or 3 coyotes with it. And I've been very successful in varmint hunting with it. So here we are, 5 years on, and 5 or 6 years on with a used rifle. How does it shoot still? But it shoots pretty good. I've got at 125 yards. Now, what I've done with this gun is I have put a Leapers standard 4-power scope on it, and that's it. Tasco mounts. I added a Harris short leg bipod, which actually extends out about that high. Made me up a little sling from strap work and parts that I had laying around in the webbing gear bin. Put me some Talon sling swivels on it, and that's it. That's about it. I made me a little cheek piece out of duct tape and paracord, and that's all I've done to it. Now, this gun develops quite a bit of power, so it is necessary for the B-Mag to have dual locking lugs, and they're on the back of the bolt body. It develops quite a bit of chamber pressure, so it's necessary for it to have dual locking lugs. You just can't lock it together with the bolt handle like you do on a HMR or 22 Magnum, 22, something like that. It actually has 2 locking lugs on it like a Mauser rifle, with the exception that they're on the back of the bolt instead of the front. So it's got quite a bit of get up and go to it. Now the box information, there we go. Let's look at the box information for a minute. This is American Eagle. When I figured out this gun would shoot good, I bought a case of this and I'm down to about 3 boxes. This is American Eagle 17 Win Super Mag, 20 grain tipped varmint, which is this. Okay. Muzzle velocity 3,000 feet per second. It's zipping along, buddy. That's all there is to it. This is some Browning BPR Performance Rimfire Varmint Expansion ammunition that I bought just to try it out at one of the big box stores. I think this was Dunham's. This is 17 WSM BPR Performance Rimfire Predator and Varmint, 25 grain, and the velocity is not given. Let's see what it says here. Oh, it gives the velocity at 2,800 feet per second and 1882 at 200 yards. Okay. The amazing thing is these two cartridges are vastly different. Okay, the bullet weight is different, the bullet design is a little different, the stated velocities are different, the stated pressures are different. They perform virtually the same out of this gun. Now the next gun they might not, but they perform virtually the same. The only physical difference is the color of the fiber tip on the end of the bullet. So I guess we ought to shoot-a-tate it. One of the things about doing firearms content on videos is you get out and shoot-a-tate the gun, don't you? Let's do that. Down there I have 3 20-ounce water bottles. Boy, I hate shooting anything that's consumable, but there's 16 fluid ounces. Yeah, okay. And I've got them set up down there at 125 yards at the backstop on the rifle at Bergen. The wind today is about, I would say, judging by the grass, about 3 to 5 miles an hour across the range from left to right, which may cause me to have to hold the mill dot over for the simple reason that the only shortcoming that the WSM has is the wind. The wind, just a little bit of wind really affects it. Well, let's get down there and see what we can actually do. See if we can bust them old targets. I got a camera down there for you guys that keep saying, boy, never good to see what you're shooting at. Well, we're going to fix that today. I've got me another camera and I've figured out how to do it, and with the editing assistance of Adam the Electronic, we'll be able to get it in today. All right. Ooh, boom. Got that one. This is just about the size of the vitals on a groundhog. So if he's standing up on his haunches, that right there, less the head, is just about the size of the vitals area on a groundhog. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, that was a miss. I missed him. I missed him. Didn't hold my mill. Wind's picking up too. Oh, evaporated that one. They're hot, by the way. Oh yeah. I busted all my water bottles. Now I got to pick out something else to shoot at. Damn, glasses fogging up. Let's try the... Oh, there's an acetylene bottle hat. You know, the cover that goes on the gas bottle valve. It's down there on a peg. Let's see if we can hit it. The wind's picking up, so we'll hold a little mil off, about a half a mil off. Oh yeah. This thing is a varmint killer. You can hold them crosshairs on it, buddy. You can get him. Yeah. I like this gun, buddy. It's one of the best purchases I ever made in terms of a firearm to hunt with. I wish I had a deer rifle that was this accurate. Oh, let's hit the old silhouette. Hell, it's like shooting at a barn. It is a really, really good rifle. Now, this configuration of B-Mag, they've gotten to where they've gotten to where they're much fancier than this now. I think they still make this configuration action of rifle, but they're in much fancier stocks, you know, and so forth, and they're getting up there pretty expensive. I bought this B-Mag as a used gun from the store, so I paid for what they paid for it, which was base rifle right there in the neighborhood of $100. But it was worth every dime of it, buddy. If they'd have charged me $250 for it, I'd have gladly paid it looking back on it now. This has been an excellent rifle. So if you see one of these guys around, you know, it's worth having. This is my third video on this rifle because it's a good rifle. It's a good rifle, can't say much about it. All right then, that's about the size of that for the old Savage B-Mag round 3. Like it, share, commentate, and subscribe. Leave me over $1 in the Patreon bucket if you want to, and if you don't, well, I'll keep right on making content for you. Try and be of good faith and good cheer. We've had bad leadership before. We got through that. We're going to get through this. God bless everybody. Join the NRA, and we'll see you when we see you. Bye now.